study safely online. Mainly, the question was addressed. The question addressed is about the smart classroom, the progress of the implementation of the smart classroom, tackling on its effect during the COVID-19 pandemic. The smart classroom concept was initiated to replace the existing concept, which was one laptop per child. And the change intended to leveraging the new technology because the ICT is increasing very rapidly. So the smart classroom concept has come with the internet. Internet as the channel to disseminate the digital content. The main purpose for the smart classroom is to reduce the costs of education and increasing access and equity. During this pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, this concept has very more highlighted because when some area or territory was in the lockdown, the student can leveraging the knowledge learned during from the smart classroom and continue the education. And also, if the teacher were in the area where it was put in the lockdown, they continue to provide the lecturer through the ICT tool. During the pandemic, many e-learning platforms were developed and launched to facilitate the continuation of education here in Rwanda. Not only in Rwanda, even out of the Rwanda, because the ICT don't have the limitation. It is a borderless space. I can talk among of those platforms like Ogenius Panda. It is a platform that is providing the online content. The government have paid Ogenius Panda to provide freely the content so that the student can continue to increase their knowledge. There is also a thing and also some schools put on the YouTube, and even the Rwanda Education Board has digitized the contents and can be found on the Rwanda Education Board e-learning platform. To the smart classroom, while the COVID-19 reached to the Rwanda, the number of smart classroom in Rwanda was at 57% of all secondary school and 59% in the primary school. So to accelerate the penetration of smart classroom in Rwanda, the government have put some initiative like one government network which provide the internet in the all public institution, including the school. And another one, it is Giga project. It is Giga project. It is a project with the different partners that will provide the smart classroom in about 1,800 schools. So we think that at the end of those two projects, all schools in Rwanda will have the smart classroom. I can stop here. If you have another question, I'm here for supporting. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Maurice. It's amazing to hear that such a great initiative aiming to actually, it seems like every school in Rwanda pretty soon will have access to a smart classroom, and I can only imagine how it will affect us as a country. Having students having access to this, I'm sure the learning will be much better. And I really thank you as the Ministry of the ICT to take such a great initiative. I'd just like to follow up if there, as the Ministry of ICT, if there are any other initiatives that you guys are taking to encourage more youth and women to have careers in ICT and more specifically in cybersecurity, because this has really become such a big issue today.
Thank you, Gael. Yes, there is some initiative that encouraging the student for following the ICT and namely in the cybersecurity, not only the ICT content, but also the great ICT content. So the ministry with the different partner have launched in 2018 Rwanda Coding Academy. It is the excellent school in software development, robotics, and cybersecurity. The motto is born to code. So you understand it with that motto, really it empower the student who are taking the training or the learning in the Rwanda Coding Academy to really embrace the ICT and the technology. The aim of Rwanda Coding Academy is to address in a more sustainable manner, producing a pool of top-end experts in the field of software engineering in order to address the current shortage of software developer on Rwanda market and the region. Really, this school provided the excellent knowledge in the technology, namely software development, robotics, and the cybersecurity. Apart from the Rwanda Coding Academy, we have a program called the National Mathematics, Robotics, and Innovation Challenge Program. This program aims to encourage the young people to adopt and leveraging mathematics and sciences in order to respond to the population needs through the technology. This also, I think, it responded to your question. Apart from those big programs that we have, also there is cybersecurity clubs programs in the different high education. This program is to provide the awareness, but also, namely, it is to encourage young people to flow the career in the cybersecurity at early age. And this program we wanted to launch in the primary and secondary school so that the children can grow up with the knowledge in the cybersecurity and knowing where and how to handle the different threats that coming in through the ICT tools. For encouraging also the young people to continue the career in cybersecurity, we have a Cyberstar competition program so that it is to put some initiative and also to make them competitive in the cybersecurity. So I'm sure with those programs, we will have the future skilled people in the cybersecurity. For the woman, we have a future skills bootcamp program. This is it is a whole day program designated to encourage and equip the the young girl and the student with coding skills. So this program, we have the boot camp during the whole day, and we encourage the young girls to join this boot camp, and we train them how to code and also encouraging them to follow the ICT careers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Maurice. I really love what you're talking about, that you're really focusing also on primary and secondary school students to get them involved and learn this really early. It falls along, you know, what we all know nationally as kugorora igiti kikiri gito. And it's really a joy to hear of that, the Ministry of ICT taking this as an initiative. So to the students who are aspiring to be, you know, cybersecurity experts and everything, please do not hesitate. The Ministry of ICT and the Rwandan government already have programs set out for you. So, you know, just take the steps forward. Thank you so much, Mr. Maurice. I'm going to go ahead and let's switch over now to our other panelist, Ghislaine Kayigi, the Chief Cybersecurity Standards Officer at the National Cybersecurity Authority. I'm sorry, Ghislaine Kayigi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, welcome once again. So
Thanks,
my first question to you would be, how does the National Cybersecurity Authority work with universities to raise this issue of cybersecurity awareness?
Thank you, Gael, and thank you to all the panelists that have made it to this webinar. So to start, we're from the National Cybersecurity Authority, which is a newly, I don't think it's still new. It's a public institution that started last year in 2020 with a mission to build skills and capabilities necessary to increase the resilience and the security of the cyberspace in Rwanda, which is necessary to sustain the socioeconomic development. So in order to achieve that mandate of building skills and capabilities, one of the key partner or key stakeholders in achieving that mission is the academia. So that's where we have now schools come in, the schools at different levels of education. That's like my fellow panelist Maurice just talked about the primary schools, the high schools, the colleges and universities, to work together to see that that gap of skills required to secure the systems, to teach people on how they can protect themselves online. We have enough skilled people who can do that. We've seen that with COVID, or after since 2000, we've seen a big jump in the ICT field, where we have a lot of new technology, new platforms, new way of doing things digitally. And then due to COVID, everything was moved online, all services, even studying was done online, so it was no longer in person. So all those systems which are online or which are accessed online, there are people who use it for good, with good intentions, but there are other people who use it for bad intentions, to cause harm to others. So there is need of people who have enough skills to prevent those who have bad intention, to stop them, or to restore what was damaged by those who had bad intentions. And we can't, as the NCSA, we can't do it alone. So that's why we're having sessions such as this one that involves the ministry, but also schools, which are the ones who actually produce the workforce that will come to help in achieving that mission. Other things we do, like my colleague Maurice has already said, before NCSA, there were other institutions that were doing this work where they made sure that we have cybersecurity clubs at different institutions running to encourage the youth to join this field, but also see that there are different competitions that are organized to encourage people to join this field. So what we are currently doing, this is just the beginning. We are running this campaign throughout the month of October, but also throughout up to 22nd of November. Different messaging through different platforms to encourage people to stay on, to train them with best practices, but also encourage the youth to join this field because it's a highly sought after skill. Thank you. I think we'll continue the discussions. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ghislaine. I'd just like to follow up with that as well. Again, it's amazing that we are collaborating. We are targeting, you know, the students. Like you said, they are the future workforce, and what better way to equip them than involve them right from the start. My next question to you would be: are there any other current initiatives or future plans to collaborate apart from, you know, universities, facilitating safe online and
I think if I heard well your question, you are asking if there are future plans.
yes, of involving even other organs
Okay.
that yes.
Okay, thanks. So like I've touched on when I was answering the first question, so we saw that in order to make sure that we have enough skilled people to contribute in this mandate to build the necessary skills and capabilities to protect our institutions, to protect people who are online and the systems that are online, we need a lot of people, professionals. So one of the plans that we have as NCSA, but also with different partners, where one of the two things. One plan is to work with different institutions such as Mineduc and the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of ICT and Innovation and the different schools in Rwanda, be it primary or high school or universities, to see how we can have we can introduce cybersecurity courses or other related courses in the curriculum, be it for the primary and the high school. And for the universities, there are universities that already offer these programs, such as the one we presented here today of Adventist University of Central Africa, but other institutions, to see how even those programs that exist at the moment can be improved. To make sure that people who graduate or come out of those schools have not only have the theory or the content that were shared during the classes, but also they have practical skills that will be useful in the industry. And the workforce is not will not only come to work in NCSA, but in all sectors, in all institutions, because now every institution, be it an institution, a small enterprise or a big enterprise, they all have systems that are accessed online or that are stored online, and all those systems need to be protected. So you need people to do that. So it's not only in IT, but it cuts across all sectors, be it health, be it finance, be it telecommunication, be it entertainment. We need cybersecurity professionals in all those fields. So one of the things we are planning to do, the discussions have started, is to see how now the curriculum at different levels of education can include content related to cybersecurity or other fields related to cybersecurity. And another thing is as the institution, as NTSA, as an institution grows, we're looking into how we can bring in now the different partners, be it regional or international partners, can come in, especially in the private sector, to collaborate with our schools or establish private businesses to train these the students or the professionals themselves, because in IT, in ICT or cybersecurity, specifically for today's session, you need to educate yourself every day, because technology the technology changes and it grows, and new things come in the technology, and you need to know new ways of protecting that new technology. So we're seeing into how we can bring in regional and international partners to also chip in, especially in the private sector, and bring those training opportunities, the different certification programs. I think AUCA, which is represented today, they also have different initiatives that they can share with us during this session today, but have more, not just limited to the academia, but also have other people in the private sector, especially contributing to building the skills and the technology and the tools that are needed to secure our information. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Ghislaine. Thank you so much for that. Yes, I'm sure I'm seeing that we're already having questions coming in from our participants. I just like, before I move on, I'd like to just encourage our participants, students or not, if you have any questions, please feel free to send them over. On the webinar page, you can see a Q&A tab. So please feel free to send in your questions. We are hoping and we are aiming to have a Q&A session before we close this webinar today. I'd like to go ahead now and move on to our next panelist, who is Ms. Jennifer Battamuriza from the Adventist University of Central Africa. She's the head of the software engineering department there, and a lecturer as well, if I'm not mistaken. Welcome, Jennifer. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, welcome once again. My first question to you would be, what are some of the most common online threats that students in Rwanda face while studying online?
Thank you so much, Gail. Yeah, so first of all, maybe before I answer your question, I will like to thank my fellow panelists. So maybe like Ghislaine, she talked of different initiatives that we have at universities, like especially Adventist University of Central Africa. So at AUCA already, we have many initiatives, cybersecurity initiatives. So I'll start with, we have certification programs, professional certificates, like we have the certified ethical hacker certificate, whereby our students, they are taught how to do ethical hacking, and before even they take them through those different modules in that course that is provided by EC Council, they are told about cybersecurity. So that's the first place where we do the cybersecurity awareness. And then we also have some clubs. We have cybersecurity clubs at AUCA. Students have different sessions, and in those sessions that they start with such information, like telling students how to keep safe online. And then we have different courses in security, like we have software security, we have network security. Those courses are provided here at AUCA. And also AUCA is planning to expand, like partner with these professional organizations so that we can have different certification programs here in AUCA. So the students get they get those courses at a very cheap price because the university pays a lot. Yeah, so many students are really joining, like already the first batch graduated, and now today we are starting another batch. So that's the first place where our students get that awareness. So we also plan to expand and have the one for communities, so that our students can also reach different communities, and our students can go to different institutions, and they teach them best practices in cybersecurity. Yeah, so those are some of the programs we offer at AUCA. So back to your question. So our students, the threats that they are facing while studying online. First of all, there is this distraction. Like while they're online studying, they would be distracted mostly by strangers who like masquerade themselves. They pretend to be people they already know and try to get more information from them. So that's the first thing that I can say our students, that's one of the challenges. Another challenge is that when they are at home, like especially during this time of COVID-19 pandemic, our students were studying from home and they were using networks which are not secured, Wi-Fi which is not secured, but at school, our network is secured, and we have the firewalls there, so we can block some of the websites, like phishing websites are blocked. So that's another challenge. Another challenge is that there is cyber bullying. Students, while they are studying online, like they get threats from maybe fellow students or strangers, people they don't know. They abuse them, or they post some pictures about them. Some things disturb students while they are studying online. So we also have students who, they report different, they have different cases they're reporting. So another thing is that most of the students, they have no information about online privacy. So whenever someone asks for the information, they will give information, and without knowing that those people could be hackers and they want their information, and that information can be used to hack them. Another thing is receiving those phishing emails, whereby people would send them emails like pretending to be organizations, like existing organizations, and some would even ask for money from them. And they also have things like denial of services. Face also denial of services. And some websites, when they want access to websites, they are asked to pay. And at times, they are also directed to URLs for the malicious people. So those are some of the threats, few of them, because there are many, that our students face while studying online. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for sharing that. It's really amazing. I would say really, it's something that we need to really keep our eyes open about these online threats and everything, because they are real. They are real here in Rwanda. And you've mentioned something about, many people not knowing about online privacy and really just sending the information online. So I thank you for even just spending the time to be here and informing us on this. I'm sure many students and participants here, that might be like a light bulb moment for them. Going ahead, I'd just like to ask you one last question before we head on to our next panelist, and this would be you, Jennifer, as a university lecturer and as a cybersecurity expert. What advice could you give the students that are on this platform right now to adopt, for safe online behaviors while studying?
Yeah, thank you once again, Gael. So for the students who are here, and not only students, even other people who have joined can also learn from this. So first of all, they need to use strong passwords, because some passwords that we use are easy to guess. So I know many students would, when they're opening, like let's say email accounts or all other accounts, they would put their names as passwords. Some will put date of birth. Some will put names of their children, all that. So hackers, when they're hacking, they'll start with that. In hacking, there is also guessing, whereby someone will try to guess. That's one of the techniques. They start by guessing. And when they're guessing, they'll start by names of people around you. So just having strong passwords, and the passwords should include characters, numbers, and maybe some symbols. Those passwords should be changed frequently, like once a month or maybe once in 2 months. So they just have to make sure that they change passwords. Then another thing I would like to advise our students to be careful when they're online, and when they see strangers right them, they don't need to reply back to the strangers, because that's where the cyber crimes, I can say that's the heart of cyber crimes. Another thing is about being careful about what they're downloading. So at times you need an app, and you just go to Google, you write it, and you look for the free one. So at times you download that app, and you find that app, when installed in your computer, it will be collecting some sensitive information, and that information will be used against you. So another thing is, I would advise them to be to equip themselves with knowledge about online privacy. And again, if they can't do it themselves, they can also go to their teachers or anyone around them who can help them and give them more information on how to stay safe online. Another thing is about making sure that their internet connection is safe. That's another thing. And another one is always being updated with technology, so that, I mean, when someone is updated, it's really easy to, they get more information, and it's really easy for them to know when something malicious is happening. So another thing is for our students to tell them, like while they're studying online, attempt to get distracted and start posting some information. I just want to tell them that information once posted online, like whether on Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, and all those other social media platforms, that information goes to the server. So the information can be at any time. So I can give an example of like Snapchat messages that are there for in the server for like 30 days. So it can be retrieved very easily by whoever. So I'll just want to let them know that whatever they are posting, they have to think about it and see if what they're posting is good, if it makes sense, if it's going to benefit people, not just posting, because if they just post, at one time it will get back to them. Another thing is, I've talked about it, avoiding engaging with the strangers. Another thing is to make sure that they don't access some websites that look phishing, and there is a way you can tell that a certain website is not, I can say it's not a website to trust, especially those websites that those ones that start with like HTTP, like without an S, HTTP. So mostly you find that such websites are not secured, so they can use those ones of HTTPS. Yeah, another thing is about us, about us educators. We can also protect our students or make them be safe online by providing them information whenever they need information about how to stay safe, teach them ways of being safe, such as encrypting passwords, so that different people cannot access their passwords. And another thing is for us educators to keep our students safe by using the education platforms such as Moodle. So those platforms, you find that most of them are really trustworthy, because other platforms that we might use, you find that most of them, they're not to be trusted. And hackers are there. They know that most breach information is found in education platforms such as the Moodle. So at least let them use that Moodle while studying, because it has all those different features that they need to study. Yeah, so let me just keep it short. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Jennifer, for the extensive knowledge. I'm sure many of our participants, if not everybody, are really they're really participating from this. So thank you so much. I'd like to move on now to our last panelist, community manager at Broadcasters of ICT, and her name is Benitha Ishimwe. Can you hear me, Benitha?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you. Let me know if
Yes,
you can hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, so now as the Rwanda cybersecurity community, like there's actually a community, for those who didn't know, there's a community, a Rwanda cybersecurity community. So we hear that there have been various interventions in creating online safety awareness amongst Rwandan youth, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
as a youth-led initiative, how do you work with students to promote cybersecurity, especially when studying online?
Okay. Thank you so much, Kyle, and all the panelists here and all the participants. Before I jump to answering your question, as BICT's Rwanda Cybersecurity Community mission is to build world-class cybersecurity experts to help fill the most critical cybersecurity talent gap in the industry. So mostly we focus on approaching the youth students around the country and just create the cybersecurity awareness through different initiatives that we create. And yeah, back to your question, one of the programs that we have is campus ambassadorship. Like we have tried to approach students from different universities around Rwanda. Like we picked one student as an ambassador so that it will be easy like to approach other students as well. Like we approach the ambassadors, give them information, train them, and then at the end of the day, they go to their campus and then train them about their cybersecurity awareness, how they can keep safe online, things like that. And secondly, we have the She Can Have program. Like it's a 6-month program that just for the women. Like we also wanted women students to be cyber aware, like have those skills and knowledge about cybersecurity, how they can keep safe online and act online, like be aware of the cyber threats and know how they can protect themselves from the cyber threats. It has been a successful program. Like we hosted it once, and women were really interested and are still interested and are still asking when are we having the other program for the She Can Have, which shows us that youth are really getting engaged and interested in cyber world. And then we also use social media awareness while sharing different tips of being safe online, like because we have found it easy since everyone is now doing things online, like getting through social media. So we found it an easy way to approach students, like give them tips how they can be safe, how they can protect themselves from the cyberbullying, cyber threats, all those phishing and all other attacks that happen online. Yeah, and then lastly, the most important initiative we have like program is creating meetups and webinars, like where we gather students and the youth as a whole. They come together, they learn, like we create that cyber awareness in themselves and teach them and train them. Yeah, those are the most important programs and initiatives that we use as BICT to approach students, yeah, just to be cyber aware. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Benitha. It's really amazing and really inspiring to have such a youth-led initiative. I think my only other question would be, just like the participants who have attended your program, when will the next program be for participants here to also know and join?
Yeah, thank you. We are just preparing, like in this month, we've been having different events, like even yesterday we had an event of about cyber security career, and tomorrow we also have another meetup, physical meetup. It will be also about cybersecurity trends. Yeah, so we just make sure we have quarterly meetups so we can gather youth and yeah, the students as well. So we plan. I can say we are having another meetup in the coming month, or next year. I can't say exactly which is the day or date, but yeah, tomorrow we have an event and it will be cool and everyone is invited.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All the best with that.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much to all our panelists for sharing everything that you do and giving us all the information and the expertise as we continue to make Rwanda aware of cybersecurity and how to protect ourselves online. And for today's webinar, specifically students. I'd like us to go straight into the Q&A session. I can see in the panel we have 2 questions, and one is from Innocent Remero, And his question is, what are the steps to go from university to working in cybersecurity in Rwanda? Thank you. And the second question is from Micho Honoré. Which antivirus can we use for studying? Our panelists, according to your expertise, who would like to take the floor on this first question? What are the steps to go from university to working in cybersecurity in Rwanda? I am assuming this could be for Ghislaine, Kayigi, maybe.
Thank you, Gael. So I'll try to answer the question, how do you move from university to working in cybersecurity to professional work, I think, in Rwanda. I actually don't think that you need to wait to get to university to start working in cybersecurity. From the moment you think that you are interested with the cybersecurity or other related fields, because all other fields have some elements of cybersecurity in it, like the software engineering that Jennifer represented present here, the department she heads. Even software engineering, there's cybersecurity in it, because those who develop the software need to make sure that their software is secure, that whatever software they put out is secure. There's also the network security, there's application security, there's different fields related to cybersecurity in general. Cybersecurity is like an umbrella of the field that has different components. So one of the things that one can do in cybersecurity prior to joining the professional workforce is to start. There are different initiatives. I think the university representative will share some of them. But one of the things is to, once you're at school, start working on practical projects that you can even propose to where you're going to like ask for employment. But also you also don't need to wait to ask for employment. You can start your own business that provides security solutions to others. So instead of you going to looking for a job, you can start your own business. You provide security solutions to help others protect their information, their systems, and even like you can even build like an antivirus. Like the other member asked in their question, what antivirus can you use? They can even develop their own antivirus. There's no need to specify a specific antivirus to use. Even a student, whilst at university, they can start working on an antivirus that they will put out. So one of the things is to develop practical skills that are needed out there. One of the things is to look out for the different job descriptions that different organizations put out in those different fields or job positions that are related to cybersecurity or information security. They usually give out specific skills that one should have. So you can start positioning yourselves to developing those skills that are needed, and you can even work in Rwanda or even other countries, because one of the fields that has a big skills gap, like there's not enough people to fill all the cybersecurity positions in Rwanda, but also in the world. So it's one of the fields that once you know that you've developed those practical skills, you have the knowledge, but you don't have those practical skills as well. It can it can benefit you, it can help boost you getting employment or you starting your own business in cybersecurity or other related fields. Thanks.
Thank you, Ghislaine. I love that you emphasize you don't necessarily need to focus on getting a job, but actually creating the jobs as well. I believe that's really something that's really important to empower our youth, because they're able, because they can. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. Would any other panelist like to add to what Ghislaine said, or just answer Innocent something different?
Yes.
Before I move on.
Well,
Yes, please,
can I
Jennifer.
jump in?
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you. So I would just like to add on top of what Ghislaine said, that you need the skills. So number one thing that you need is you need the skills and knowledge. So that's the first thing that you need so that you can like get that job, or you can create jobs for others, like creating your own company. So you need skills and knowledge. And when we talk of skills, I would really like to emphasize that you really need practical skills. And already in cybersecurity field, we have there are many practical things that you can learn, and you can use that. So another thing, you can also take those professional courses, such as this one called Certified Ethical Hacker. So it has many practicals, like there are virtual labs that students use to practice. And we also have many tools that we use. I personally train the girls on cybersecurity, and I train them. I give them hands-on skills on cybersecurity. So that's what you need. You just need the skills, and then you can get wherever you want to get. And then another thing is you need to be innovative. Like, you don't need to use solutions or applications that have been invented by other people. You need to think, then you innovate, and then your solution will help others. Like Ghislaine was talking about antivirus, you can create your own. Why not? Yeah. So another thing, maybe to answer the second question about the best antivirus, like, we can't say use this or this. So it really depends on you. So you can use any antivirus, as long as you know that that antivirus is not from the hackers, because some of them, mostly the free antiviruses, you find that most of them, you will download them, you install them in your computer, and yeah, they'll be collecting some information from your computer, whatever you're doing. So you can use any Kaspersky, Norton, all those antiviruses. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. And again, thank you for emphasizing again that can be innovative. You get the skills and the knowledge and be innovative and actually build. Yes, I believe you have shared a few of the antivirus which are actually common, like Kaspersky and Norton. So I think that question has been answered. I wanted to also ask Mr. Maurice, just personally as well, as a senior cybersecurity engineer, apart from Kaspersky or Norton, would there be any other antivirus like that, some of our students would like to benefit from before they actually create their own? Because I believe that's where we're heading.
Thank you, Gael. As the head of department came to say, there is no any recommended antivirus. It depends on everybody, and what I can say is to do a deep research to know which the best. To for someone who are not in the field, he can go to the internet and looking the ranking of the antivirus. The higher is ranked and also the more is used, it means the more is accreditable. Is what I can add on that. We cannot say use this antivirus, but you can go and do the deep research on the internet and use the recognized antivirus and also look the ranking and also the how are more used. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Maurice. And we have come to the end of our webinar today. Remiro and Micho, I hope your questions have been answered, as well as all the participants who have joined us today. I hope that you've really learned a lot from this, as I have. Thank you to our panelists. Thank you to Maurice Kajangwe, Ghislaine Kayigi, Jennifer Battamuriza, and Benitha Ishimwe. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and expertise with us. This is the Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So actually, for those who have not been aware of this, please head on to Instagram and actually look for Cybersecurity Awareness Month and hit a follow. Here you'll get more and more information about this issue that we face on the internet. So I just like to wish everyone well. We have come to the end of our webinar. There'll be another webinar next week, and the details shall be shared. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough to our panelists. I would like to wish you a great evening, great night, and a great end of your week. Until next time, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.